So I'm sitting here watching the second episode of the Big Bang Mission arc of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and I'm thinking, why wasn't this episode 1? Because if you remember episode 1, and it's really difficult to remember because hardly anything happens in that episode. But this episode, I was actually really pleasantly surprised because we actually had the evolution of the story. It looked halfway decent compared to a lot of heroes. But some cool stuff happens. So we kind of get a Beerus and Goku rematch. Of course, everybody was hyped up about that. I knew that it's probably gonna be just a stupid cop-out of getting interrupted, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, the episode starts off with everybody battling Beerus, not just Goku. And of course, they're getting their butts handed to him. And I'm thinking, why is Trunks attacking him in his base form? I might be forgetting something here, but that was kind of nonsensical to me. Goku was in his blue form, and Krillin's sitting there all shocked. And I'll talk about Krillin in a little bit, because there's something that I felt off about him. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I'll talk about it in a second. So all of the other Gods of Destructions are watching this whole fight, and I'm still sitting there waiting for a purpose for them to actually be there, and we actually get a purpose. Is it worth them actually being there? But well, I guess we'll find that out in a second too. So of course the fight goes on and is interrupted by Goku 2 and Vegeta 2. And they look terrible in most of the shots that they're in. So Goku is shocked that they arrive, and then these weird vines start coming in. And this is like the intriguing part of the episode, and an actual interesting story too, is that these vines are going out throughout not just Universe 7, but all of the other universes too. And this brings us to the purpose of all of the Gods of Destruction being there to watch that fight. And so that they can sense and look into their own universe and see, hey, this is happening all over the place. So that was really cool, and I really actually liked when Champa was looking at his own universe with the vines going around this planet and just eating it away. It was really cool imagery there, but of course it wasn't animated that great, but it actually reminded me. And if this doesn't remind you of the Tree of Might, then nothing will. You know, this is high Tree of Might, and I'm thinking, okay, what is Fu's plan? He must be wanting to make some fruit really bad. Maybe he'll make some jam out of it. But all the Gods of Destruction basically kiss off after that, rendering their appearance there like almost pointless. I know there is more point to that, but so essentially, they go fly down from after fighting Beerus, and Krillin, out of all of the people, nobody's out of breath or anything. Krillin's just out of breath and he's super tired. And this, like, it shows Krillin quite a bit. He has a lot of commentary compared to like the other characters. I don't think 17 even says anything, but I did notice that in a second when the thing starts taking their energy. I guess I'll talk about that in a second. But Krillin, his design looked really weird to me, and I'm thinking, okay, because I'm used to seeing Krillin in Dragon Ball Super. In this design here, the way that he's drawn and everything, really harkened back to the Saiyan Saga Krillin for me. I don't know if that reminded anybody else, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. But while this thing is taking their energy, I'm thinking, I don't see anything coming off of 17. Of course, it wasn't coming off of some of the other characters, but 17 in particular sparked some thought in me, because in the manga, 7-3 could not take Android 17 or 18's energy, and I'm thinking, okay, can these vines take it? Very intriguing. I wonder if we'll find out in the future. Fu finally shows up, and being the bad guy that he is, he's like, haha, I'm gonna gloat in your faces. Here's my plan. And I thought, oh, okay. So he has this bird. This bird is the bird of catastrophe. And I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. You got Toki Toki, the bird of time, and then you have Doki Doki, the bird of catastrophe. And I'm wondering, okay, what other kinds of birds are there? Is that they're like a bird of thunder and a bird of mischief and a bird of prey. But anyway, so he just essentially only shows up to tell them his plan, and essentially from what I gathered from it is that he wants to take the energy from all of the multiple universe to essentially create his own universe. And I'm thinking, oh man, you're missing out on that fruit, dude. You can make all sorts of jam and sell it at farmers markets. So I thought that was actually really interesting. He wants to create his own universe. Now, does he want to rule over this universe, or like what is his ultimate goal with that universe? Cool stuff, you know. So he eventually just leaves after telling them his plan, and then the vine starts taking energy from Earth. So it took a while to start taking the energy from Earth. Now it took the vines like 5 seconds to eat that one planet that we saw, and now it's deciding to, I guess, take its time and to savor the Earth, because it takes like 20 minutes just to get this far. But Beerus is the champion and the hero of this episode. He goes up, and this one shot of Beerus is awesome looking. Like, this is godly Beerus. It has been a while since we actually have seen godly Beerus. You know, he's been used a lot for comedic effects, or as just a side character to say, oh, I don't care about that. I'm a babysitter while you go off and fight Broly. But he's like, I probably shouldn't be getting involved or doing this, whatever. But I mean, this does directly, you know, hinder him as a god of destruction. This is his universe, and this thing is going to destroy everything, and it's his job to destroy, but not destroy everything at once, you know, like these vines are going to do. So he goes up there and he actually starts to feed the vines, and the vines are like, oh, this is actually really good. I don't want any of this earth crap anymore. I'm going to just eat from this one thing. And that's another thing that sparked in my head. Why, you know, these vines are all over the world. Why can't they just do both? Like, is there a limit to how much they can suck? Or like, why can't they just get Beerus and the Earth and the Earthlings all at the same time? But maybe Beerus is doing some sort of weird god of destruction thing to make the vines only siphon from him. So Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks are off to save the day while Beerus is feeding this thing energy. So I like that there is a tension-filled time limit for this stuff to happen. So I actually enjoyed this episode for the most part. You know, it didn't look that great, but a lot of stuff did look pretty good. And it definitely was a lot better than last episode, and the story is definitely intriguing to me. It really reminds me of A, the Tree of Might, and B, Moro, because if you are familiar with the manga, and I hope that you are, Moro, the villain, is just really good at taking the energy from planets and people and making it his own. So, I guess that's all my thoughts. Drop your thought waves down in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.